We're back, continuing a conversation with Damon Dunn, candidate for mayor, city of Long Beach. Financial discipline is an important ingredient in the mix. What are we going to do to maintain our budgetary surplus and to avoid going into the hole again?
Yeah, well, we effectively don't have a budgetary surplus. If you look out into fiscal years 2015, 2016, 2017, I think we're showing an $8.5 million deficit. And effectively, we're going to have contracts to negotiate for IAM, which are our public employees. We have contracts to negotiate with police and fire in 2016, which is 67, almost 70% of our general fund. And we're going to have to negotiate contracts that allow us to have a budget that our revenues are in alignment with our expenditures. And so that's
how do we do that?
It's collective bargaining. It's understanding what the numbers are. It's understanding what the projected payments are on the wages and benefits, and then it's understanding what the revenues are from what we're projecting from our general fund, property tax, sales tax, business tax, upland oil, utility tax, et cetera, and then making sure that human resource managers and our city manager are negotiating contracts that are in alignment with those revenues. It's the only, as a city, we are mandated to have a balanced budget.
So, getting on the macro picture, I think it's your view that we grow ourselves out of this straitjacket by jobs and economic development, that is the ultimate solution for being able to pay our city workers more, improve their pensions, and not have a budget deficit.
And I think that's where you want to start. I think that we love all of our city employees. We want to make sure that we honor the agreements that we have, that we honor their pensions, we honor the work that they have, that they've done, and growing our economy, making sure that we can have more property tax, sales tax, and business tax is critical. I've done that. I've worked with cities and delivered 31 projects over the course of my private sector career, and we worked with planning departments and city councils and city managers to deliver these projects, and the end result each time was increased property tax, sales tax, and business tax.
Let me ask you though, Damon, is that the role of the mayor to do that, or is that the role of the city manager to do that, and the mayor and the city council set policy? Of course, the mayor doesn't even have a vote. The council sets policy. But what's your view of what kind of city manager would you be in favor of hiring under a Dunn mayorship?
Yeah, we want a strong city manager that honors the charter, that manages the city departments. That doesn't have much to do with economic development and helping the private sector develop deals. That's managing our city departments and where they're having experience with the developers and other small business and large business. They're improving their experience. But the mayor can work on strategic opportunities to make sure that we are working with the private sector so they have the opportunity to grow. The city manager is managing the city departments and making sure we run effectively and efficiently.
So the job of bringing in outside businesses to relocate to Long Beach and all is not the job of the city manager in your view, nor strictly the job of the Economic Development Bureau, but you think whoever's mayor has a role to play in doing that?
I think I'm going to play that role. Every mayor has their own strengths and they have their own weaknesses. One of the strengths that I bring to the table is that I can work with private sector to be able to increase general fund revenues in our city. I think that I can drive every single road and figure out what the developable opportunities are. I think that I can work on the 55 acres adjacent to the Queen Mary and figure out how can we develop this parcel with, Garrison, who's the hedge funds in New York, to make sure we can do a deal here that will increase our property tax, sales tax, and business tax. Those are the kind of things that I want to bring with me as mayor to the city of Long Beach.
You said every mayor has their strengths and weaknesses. What would be one of your weaknesses?
That's a good question. One of my weaknesses, I'll have to get back with you on that. During a campaign, you focus so much on your strengths. But I'm sure that I have weaknesses, but
haven't discovered them yet.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that.
Okay. Let's spend a moment just getting up close and personal, because you have such an extraordinary personal biography. How were you able to move from where you started to where you wound up? What was it that gave you the insight or the energy to do what you've done?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things that along the way, there were different emphasis. My education was critically important, discipline, hard work, not getting involved in things I shouldn't get involved in, maximizing every opportunity, showing up early, staying late. There are a lot of those things. I think earlier in my life, my faith played a dramatic role You're talking about a kid who didn't have a father growing up and my mom had left me. And so I'm growing up without a mom or a dad with my grandparents in an environment where, it's pretty tough going. And so church was a place where I received encouraging messages, where the pastor took me under his wing, almost provided me mentorship. And I was able to find out, my current disposition doesn't have to determine my ultimate destination. So there was this optimism that was born in me, and there was a yes, I can, kind of spirit.
And you told me in the green room before we went on air that some of your associates there who were gang members, they took great pride in your success and wanted you to succeed, and even provided some sneakers and clothing items that were hard to come by to encourage your success.
Yeah, I grew up in a rough neighborhood, and I think there were a lot of people who were doing things that were not appropriate, but they saw something in me, right? He was a straight A student. Damon Dunn was he was a good football player, and everyone in the community started to believe that you can make it out of here. And so people they wanted to help. They bought me tennis shoes to play in football games. When my mom was having to work at nights because she was a teacher during the day and work concession stands at nights, making $4.25 an hour, people would bring food over, to make sure that myself and my sister that we could eat. And so it was a community that, that really stuck together. And I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at if there wasn't a village that was helping me along the way.
So you agree with Hillary, it takes a village.
It does take a village.
Okay, we'll be back with the rest of our show after these messages.
Phil Trainees mixes California style with continental cuisine that includes fresh seafood from around the world. Since Phil is the chef, the menu has a wide variety of pastas, salads, soups, and appetizers that feature his unique personal touch. And the Italian-American signature dishes are simply beyond delicious. You never know who you're going to run into at Trainees, from the famous sports legends on the Wall of Fame to local celebrities having a drink at the bar. For the best fine dining experience, visit Phil Trainees.
I want to improve my career opportunities.
I want to earn a higher salary at my job.
I'd like to finish what I started.
The new Bachelor of Arts in Liberal Arts degree completion program at Cal State Long Beach will help you achieve your educational goals while keeping your life in balance. Contact our customer service center at 1-800-963-2250 for more information, or visit us on the web. Let CSULB help you finish what you started.
Take care of those who are closest to you, from our family to yours. McCarty's Jewelry, since 1932.
The Renaissance Leisure Fair for a joust and a turkey leg. Fun for the whole family. There's food, performances of all kinds. Food! Hundreds of shops offering unique handmade works of art. A collection of games. Food! Play RenQuest and live your own legend. We like turkey. Come, join in the fun. Renaissance Pleasure Fair.
The Renaissance Pleasure Fair, where fantasy rules. RENFAIR.com.
We're back. Damon, why do you think people should vote for you rather than your opponent for mayor?
I think that I have the business acumen to add value on every challenge and every opportunity that we face as a city and help develop solutions to move us forward.
Well, thank you for participating in the electoral process and making democracy work, and thank you for joining us here on Straight Talk.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
You bet. Okay, thank you at home for joining us again. Robert Garcia, Damon's opponent, will be a guest on a upcoming Straight Talk show. Thank you, and good night.
Straight Talk has been brought to you by the Port of Long Beach, the Press Telegram, and Scan Health Plan. And remember, Straight Talk is viewable 24/7 at straighttalktv.com.